The eruption of Mount St. Helens that changed volcanology and plant life. On May 18th, 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted, which had a major impact on the study of plant life and volcanology, causing it to advance greatly. Mount St. Helens is located in Washington State. Starting about 3,000 years ago, Mount St. Helens was created when substantial amounts of basalt and andesite began to erupt as lava flows between phases of dacite eruptive activity. These lava flows buried large parts of our central cluster of dacite domes and flanking fans, which started the cone building in earnest. Mount St. Helens got its name from a seafarer and explorer, Captain George Vancouver of the British Royal Navy. He named it in honor of a fellow countryman, Alan Fitzherbert, who held the title Baron St. Helens. Mount St. Helens erupted by the landslide exposed the magma in St. Helens Neck to much lower pressure, causing the gas-charged molten rock and high-pressure steam above it to explode a few seconds after the landslide started blasting rock debris north. Because of this eruption, 200 houses, 47 bridges, and 185 miles of highway were destroyed. 57 people lost their lives from the ash, lava, and debris caused by the eruption. One of those people was Harry Truman. Harry Truman, age 83, had refused to evacuate during the 1980 eruption despite urgent warnings of imminent disaster. He vowed he would never leave his home and business, and besides, he said, "The mountain will never hurt me." No outsiders were present when Mount St. Helens finally blew on a quiet Sunday morning, but Harry R. Truman was buried alive. These were detrimental side effects, but the eruption also led to some important things, such as the creation of over 50 lakes and the advancement of science for scientists who worked on the project. This was a major turning point in history because it gave scientists the skills to predict future eruptions for volcanoes. Did you know parts of Mount St. Helens are younger than the Egyptian pyramids? The eruption changed the science of modern volcanoes. Scientists changed from placing a few devices on a volcano's flanks to creating a full monitoring network. The studying was so efficient, scientists who studied other specialties now came together to study volcanoes. The volcanologists who studied Mount St. Helens were so successful in their research, they were invited to study other crises in other countries. Did you know the largest landslide ever recorded in the world was from the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens? After the eruption, plant life struggled from the ash fallout for years to come. Two years after the eruption, a single pioneering lupin was found. By 2007, 40% of the pumice plain plant life had grown back. Pumice is an igneous rock formed from lava. Before the 1980 eruption, only 3% of the area around Mount St. Helens was pumice plain. Lupin is self-fertilizing and members of the legume family. They add nitrogen and organic matter to the ash, creating soils and helping other plants grow. Lupin has a magic trick, says WSU biology professor John Bishop. Scientists found out lupin could mine the minerals from the pumice to survive. Did you know the 1980 eruption was the most economically destructive eruption in U.S. history? This is an interview from Candace Andrews, who witnessed the eruption. Hello, what is your name?
I'm Candace Andrews.
How old were you when the eruption occurred?
When Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980, I was 29.
Where were you during the eruption?
My 3-year-old daughter and I were visiting one of my friends in Spokane. We were getting ready to leave to come home. We had noticed earlier in the morning that the sky was getting dark and we thought there was a thunderstorm coming. We were just getting in the car to leave. My friend's neighbors came out and asked where we were going. And when I told her, she said, "You can't go. Mount St. Helens has erupted and the roads are all closed." When the ash began to fall, everything turned to a gray world. It looked as if we were watching a really old black and white movie on TV.
Were you expecting Mount St. Helens to erupt?
We knew that Mount St. Helens was probably going to erupt at any time because of the activity it had. And we were thinking how bizarre it looked. It just looked unreal outside.
How much ash was at your house when you got home?
When we got home, there wasn't any ash at all. The way the ash cloud moved, there wasn't any that dropped where I was living at the time.
Have you ever been to Mount St. Helens?
I was never at St. Helens before the eruption, but afterwards I've been 3 times. It was really interesting because even the first time we went and we drove there, it was so clear where the volcano had devastated everything and where it had just singed some things. It was just a definite line of demarcation.
How did this affect the way you thought of volcanoes in Washington state?
Yes, because there are so many other dormant or extinct volcanoes in the Cascade chain. I think it increased everyone's awareness of volcanoes and the fact that we might think we're relatively safe where we live because we don't have tornadoes and hurricanes, but there are other potential natural disasters.
Did you know? In the past 4,000 years, Mount St. Helens has erupted more than any other volcano in the Cascade Range. I think we're in a much better position to monitor Cascade volcanoes than we have ever been, and it goes back to Mount St. Helens in 1980, Swanson says. That was really a turning point. From a tragedy, you learn a lot, which can help mitigate problems down the road. Existing observatories got increased funding, and people learned how to respond. We're always improving how we respond. But this was a major step. Volcanoes are now more closely monitored. We have a good chance of now determining when a volcano becomes restless. Since the fateful day of May 18, 1980, the Mount St. Helens eruption has forever changed the study of plant life and volcanology. This eruption also caused the scientists to find out lupine could mine the minerals from pumice to survive and help other plants grow. These catastrophic side effects of the 57 deaths, 200 houses, 47 bridges, 185 miles of highway that were destroyed brought the volcanologists together to research and advance the volcano monitoring to prevent future eruptions.